Hello viewers, this is Not Too Fast here. In today's video, I will be doing a 2-year update on my 2023 Nissan Rogue. This one I have here is the SV trim. And in this video, I'll go over things I like about the car, a couple of things I don't like, and I'll also share with you my overall experience of owning this car for the last 2 years. So let's get started. Right here is my 2023 Nissan Rogue in the SV trim. The exterior color is white, and the interior color is a combination of black and dark brown. Now, I purchased this vehicle in March of 2023, so I've had this car for 2 years now. Let me show you the mileage I currently have. It's 20,886 miles. Now, before I start talking about things I like and things I don't like about this vehicle, I want to talk about the one and only issue I did have with this vehicle since owning it. During the first month of ownership, I encountered a problem with the HVAC system where the whole entire display would just go blank and there's no air coming out. And this will happen while I'm driving. After 10-15 seconds, it will turn back on and the temperature setting will go to 74 degrees Fahrenheit. This problem happened intermittently, so I took it into a dealership for them to have a look. They first checked the connectors and make sure everything's good behind the HVAC controller. And at the end, they replaced the AC auto amp circuit board. So this is a circuit board that controls the HVAC system. It was replaced under warranty and the problem has not reoccurred. And that was the only issue I've had with this car in the last 2 years. Now let's get into the things I don't like about this Nissan Rogue. Now, the washer spray nozzle on the front wiper is integrated into the wiper blade. This is actually the first car I've owned that has this design. All the other cars I've owned have a spray nozzle positioned either on the hood or in front of the edge of the hood. With this design, it takes a while before the windshield fluid starts spraying out. And the liquid doesn't really cover the entire windshield when I spray it, so it doesn't clean as well. Next is the drive mode selection. Looking at the switch here, it has Eco mode, Standard mode, or Sport mode. Now, I like to drive with Eco mode so I can save a little bit of gas, because in Eco mode, it does slow down the acceleration a little bit, but this setting is not saved. So each time you turn off the engine and start it back up, it'll default back to Standard mode. There are many other cars on the market where if you set it to Eco mode, it will save that setting, but this car does not. So I have to switch it to Eco mode every time I drive. If you're sitting in the front row, the seating and driving position is very comfortable. Both the driver and passenger seat have great support, but the second row seating is quite different. The second row seats are not very comfortable. The problem is mainly the bottom cushion. As you can see, the foam padding is very firm and the shape of it is very flat. Now, this second row does have plenty of leg room. It's just the seating comfort is not very good. Your body can get quite sore after a long road trip. Another thing about this second row that bothers me is the seatbelt does not have a height adjust. That position is fixed right there. So if you're a shorter person sitting in this seatbelt is going to rub into your neck, which makes it very uncomfortable. Now, there is one thing many people don't know about this second row seat back, is there are actually 2 recline positions. If you pull on this latch, you can bring it forward. When you push this back, it'll lock into the first position. I'm going to pull on this latch again, and you can actually push this further to recline it more. So there are 2 positions for this seat back. Moving to the rear hatch area, there is no 12-volt power outlet. This outlet you see here, I actually installed myself, and I made a video on how to do this. But it's really strange that there was a cutout for this, but I guess Nissan wanted to save a couple of dollars and didn't put one in. For me, sometimes I'll have a portable refrigerator I use, so I do need the power outlet. Now, with this being the SV trim, the rear cargo does not have the divide and hide storage area. Now, I know the higher trim does come with one, but something like that is very handy to have, and I wish this trim did have it. So right now I'm just using this plastic crate to hold my groceries and to prevent things from rolling around in the back. Now, I service this car myself, and the oil change is not difficult to do, but there is an under tray that you have to remove that has 16 clips and 2 bolts. It's a real pain to get that off. You end up wasting a lot of time removing all those clips just to get access to the oil filter and the drain bolts. Now, I did publish another video earlier showing you how to install the tray with only 8 clips, and that'll save you a lot of time doing the oil change. So make sure you check out that video. And the biggest complaint I have about this car is the crappy Falcon tires that this car came with. Now, I don't consider myself as an aggressive driver, but these tires were completely worn out at 18,000 miles. Now, I know many manufacturers don't give you the best tires just to save some money, but on average, most OEM tires I've had before will last at least 25 to 27,000 miles. But these were completely worn out at 18,000 miles. And the new tires I've chosen is the Firestone Destination LE3 tires. These are not very expensive, and I'll go over the cost of these tires at the end of this video. Now let's talk about all the things I like about this car. Firstly, I really like the styling of this Nissan Rogue. It looks great on the outside, and the interior is very nice. All the switches and buttons feel solid, and it's very well built. I also like the ride quality of this vehicle. It has a very nice solid feel, and the cabin is very quiet. I really do enjoy driving this car. It's also very spacious inside. Both the front and second row seats have plenty of leg room. Mind you, the second row seat is not very comfortable, but there is plenty of leg room. And being a compact SUV, you can fit a lot of stuff in the cargo area. Definitely very versatile. Next thing that I'm very impressed with is the performance of the inline-3 turbocharged engine. It has 201 horsepower and 225 foot-pounds of torque. It has plenty of power when you need to accelerate or passing. Now, even though this is a turbocharged engine, the gas mileage is very good considering this is not a hybrid vehicle. In the city, I get about 26 to 27 miles per gallon, and on the highway, I get about 37 miles per gallon, which is very good. Now, with many newer Nissan vehicles, it comes with the Nissan Pro Pilot feature. The Pro Pilot is a driver assist system that combines the Nissan Intelligent Cruise Control and Steering Assist. So if you're cruising on the highway, it will maintain the speed and adjust the speed accordingly, and it will also have some steering assist for you. But for a long drive, this system definitely helps make your travel a lot less tiring. I also noticed the air conditioning system in this car works very well in the summer. It blows very cold and definitely helps cool the car quickly during the hot summer. This SV trim does not have factory navigation, but it does come with wired Android Auto. Once I connect my phone to the radio using a USB cable, Android Auto will automatically project the navigation software onto the screen. I can use Waze or Google Maps. Very convenient to use, and I've never had any issues with the connection. It simply works. The radio also does have Bluetooth audio, so even if I don't use the Android Auto, I can stream music audio from my phone to the radio wirelessly. Overall, very simple to use and very convenient. I know many of you have asked me about this phone mount. I actually custom made this myself. Using sheet metal, I cut and bent the metal bracket, then I stuck a magnetic phone mount onto the metal bracket. So this is not something you can buy off Amazon, but if you're handy with some tools, you can also make one yourself. There's one cool feature this Nissan has that you might not know. Let's say if you have to inflate the tire and you don't have a tire gauge with you, this vehicle will actually alert you when you've reached the target tire pressure. To use this feature, make sure your engine is running and inflate the tire that needs air. Once it reaches the target pressure, the turn signal light will flash and the car will honk once. That tells you the tire is at the right tire pressure, and I find this to be a very useful feature to have. Also, the tire pressure display on the dash tells you what tire pressure the tires need to be. That blue text for 33 psi is for the front and 30 psi is for the back. So those are all the things I like and dislike about this Nissan Rogue. I want to take a minute to go over some of the accessories I installed on this vehicle. And if you're interested in doing some of these mods, I have videos on all of them. On this Rogue, I did install an idle stop canceller adapter. With it, the engine idle stop feature is disabled each time you start your car. This puts less wear on your engine, starter, and battery. I also installed a 10-inch power subwoofer that's located underneath the passenger seat. This install maintains a factory radio system and it adds a lot more bass. I also installed RGB LED ambient light on the first row and second row. With these lights, you can change the color to anything you want, and they look great at night. I installed a 2-channel dash cam in this vehicle, along with a dedicated dash cam external battery, so it records video while I'm driving, and the parking mode recording uses power from the battery pack, so it doesn't put any wear on the car battery. I replaced the factory mirror with a Homelink mirror, and now I can open and close my garage using the Homelink buttons. Now on the outside, I installed some accessories. Right here is the OEM Nissan hood deflector. It prevents any rock chips on the hood, and I think it looks pretty good. I also installed side window deflector. This will allow you to crack open the side window even when it's raining. It also helps keep the car cool a little bit during the summer. On the front, back, and the side, I installed chrome trim that matches the one you see on the hard trim. I think it makes the car look a lot better, and the install is very simple. Now I want to take a minute to go over some of the quirks and things I noticed about this vehicle that some of you might be interested in knowing. Now I want to take a minute to talk about the electronic parking brake in this vehicle. At first I thought I was having a problem with the system because there were several times when I found the electronic parking brake to have activated on its own. And I know I did not turn on the parking brake myself. After doing some research on the internet and reading the owner's manual, I found out with this Nissan, under certain driving condition, the electronic parking brake will activate on its own. The first scenario where it will activate on its own is if I'm using auto hold feature. Whenever you use the auto hold feature, after you're done driving, if you put the car in park, the electronic parking brake will activate automatically. Another scenario where the electronic parking brake will activate on its own is if you're using auto hold, and let's say you're going through a drive-through and you're waiting in line. If the auto hold is holding the vehicle for more than 3 minutes, the electronic parking brake will activate automatically and disable the auto hold. Now, one nice feature on the electric parking brake is if I engage it and I start driving without deactivating this, the parking brake will deactivate on its own, so you don't drive around with the parking brake on. Right now, start slowly moving forward. And you saw the parking brake disengage. Now, one thing I want to clarify is if you look at your spare tire, there is what looks like a speaker in the middle here. A lot of people think this is a subwoofer. It is not. This is actually part of the active noise cancellation system. That's why you have a speaker here, and there's a wiring harness for this. But again, this is not a subwoofer, but it's a speaker for your active noise cancelling system. Now, you might have noticed on the headliner, there is this plastic piece right here on the driver's side, and there's also another one on the passenger side. These are actually a microphone for the active noise cancellation system. So if you happen to be looking at your headliner and you're wondering what these are, now you know. With this shifter, many people are asking, how do you put the gear selection in neutral? If you hold the button here and then push this forward, then it goes in reverse. Pull it down, it goes into drive. And if you press this button, it's park. So if you want to put the car in neutral, what you want to do is push this forward and hold it for a second. And now it's in neutral. You don't need to press a button on the side. Simply push this forward and hold it for a second. And that's how you put the car in neutral. Now, before I wrap up the video, I want to go over the cost of ownership for this Nissan Rogue. I do an oil change every 5,000 miles. So far, I've done 4 oil changes. I buy the oil filter from my local Nissan dealer, and the filter costs $10. For the oil, I use a Costco full synthetic 0W20 oil. I buy that when it's on sale for $20 each bottle. So each oil change costs me $30 doing it myself. With the 4 oil changes I've done, that comes out to $120 in total. The other maintenance cost is the new tire that I bought. The Firestone Destination LE3 with a size 235 by 18 by 103. I paid $889.80 from Sam's Club. That's including mounting and lifetime tire rotation. Now in this calculation, I'm not including costs of gasoline, but just for the oil change and new tires, it comes out to a total of $1,009.80. And that's for the last 2 years. I can tell you this has been a great vehicle. It's a great car to drive around, and it's very practical. I hope you enjoy watching this video. If you have any questions or comments, leave one in the comment section. As always, thank you for watching. Thank you for watching this video. To support this channel, remember to click on thumbs up, subscribe to my channel, and turn on the notification bell so you get notified of new videos.